Hello guys, and welcome back to another video of Godspeed. And in this video, we'll be doing a drive review of the Skoda Karoq. In the previous video, we had given you a walk-around review of the Skoda Karoq. If you haven't seen that yet, you can click on the I button above and you can see the review. In this video, we'll be doing a drive review of the car. And let me quickly tell you what all will be included in this video. So we'll do a 0 to 100 test, high speed that we can attain, and next will be the ride and handling of the car, both in the highway and on the city. Now before we get on the main highway, we'll just go through the city roads and tell you the ride and handling of the car in the city roads. And let me just test the wiper of the vehicle, how that works, and the quality of the sprinkler of the car. So you can see the wipers do a very well job and clean the screen very nicely, and you can very well see the hood of the vehicle when you sit inside the car. The riding height is quite good, and even the windscreen is big, so visibility is not a very big problem. Now we'll take a quick u-turn from here and get back to the highway from the city roads. And the ORVMs are decently sized, so you can easily look around the car, and there's no problem making turns even at sharp places. Now since you're on the city road, let me tell you that the engine of the car is very much responsive. In the city as well, there is a bit of turbo lag, but it is very well contained. And during the city, even while going through potholes, you really don't feel much of that in the cabin. And making quick overtakes in the city is not a very big issue, since there is a bit turbo lag. But when once past 1700 rpm, the car really picks up in good pace, and the steering is light in the city, so you can easily make quick overtakes like this. I can see the steering is really very light and does not give much of problems over here. And now since we have touched the highway, we'll just pick up pace, and here we enter into the highway, and we'll go hard on the throttle right now. And as you can see, we have crossed 80 kilometers per hour. And let me just change the display on the instrument cluster, the virtual cockpit. Let me show you the gear we are into and the speed of the car, something like this. So talking about the engine of the vehicle, so the Karoq is powered by a 1.5 liter TSI petrol engine, which produces a maximum of 150 bhp power and 250 Nm torque, and it is mated to a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox. And the power figures are really quite good, and you also get paddle shifter so that you can change the gears manually as per your needs. And this is the same engine which also powers the newly launched Volkswagen T-Roc. And both of these cars, the T-Roc and the Karoq, are CBU units. Now changing lanes on high speeds is not a very big issue. As you can see, the steering wheel weighs up at high speeds, which overall improves the driving confidence of the car. And it really gives a nice feel while driving, since you are driving at high speed of 120, and even then the car was very well stable. And we are on our location to do the 0 to 100 test of the vehicle, and during the test I'll remain quiet so that you can really enjoy the voice the car makes. Skoda claims that the car can do from 0 to 100 in under 9 seconds. We'll just test that if it is true or not. And we are on our location right now, and we'll do a quick test of the car over here. So we'll just wait for the traffic to clear, and then we'll go. So we are into the sports mode, that's the manual mode, and waiting for the traffic to clear, and slightly pressing the accelerator, and off we go. So 0 to 100 took around 8.8 or 8.9 seconds. So this is really quite quick. And if at all you saw in the video, the engine likes to rev a lot in the sports mode. Like in the second gear, it went all the way till 6200 rpm. That's really a lot when compared to the engine. It is a turbo petrol engine, and this is the amount of power on offer. And if at all you saw in the video, when the car picked up pace, the hood really went upwards, and that is the amount of power on offer. And even the wheels spinned a bit, so you can see power of the car is really quite good. And no matter in which gear you are, you can directly, if you see, I downshift now into second gear, and it revved all the way to 6200 rpm. So this engine really likes to be revved hard, but it just does not hold up the gas. Even in manual mode, it does not hold up the gas. It just shifts when it feels like to shift. Even on, if you are at higher rpm, it will shift automatically, it will not hold up the gas. So that is something that could be improved. And even the gear shifts are very smooth and crisp. You can hardly feel that the gear is shifting. And there's one thing that when you rev the engine hard or at high speeds, the engine gets a little vocal, but the voice from the engine is not a very big problem, because that voice is really very, it's very sporty. That noise is very sporty, and you really like to hear that noise inside the cabin. And now, since we are at the end of the road, we'll take a quick U-turn, and we'll return to the place where we started. So even the braking performance of the car is quite good, and the acceleration, as I showed you, acceleration is really unmatched. And the turning radius of the vehicle is not very much, so you can easily turn around the car and in the city roads, and turning will not be a very major issue. And once again, we'll go hard on the accelerator, and you can see the car picks up pace in absolutely no time. It can easily do illegal speeds even before you realize that you're doing such high speeds. Let me tell you a very unique feature of the vehicle. This car works on 4 cylinders. This is a 4-cylinder powered engine, but when you press the brake very hardly, or when you leave the throttle, it comes to the mode known as 2-cylinder mode, which you will see in the instrument cluster. And this mode is actually been here for the efficiency of the vehicle, because since this is a turbo petrol engine, and the performance of the engine is very high, so to extract a little bit of efficiency from the engine, this can shift into 2-cylinder mode. And there's no button to select the mode of this car. This happens automatically when the car judges that the speed is decreasing, so it comes on to the 2-cylinder mode. And as we are going to high speeds, and let me tell you, the car is very well stable on the road. It feels very well planted on the road, and the maximum speed we could attain till now was around 140. And once we are back on the main highway, I'll try to take it even more faster. And once you can see, we have again crossed 140 kilometers per hour. It has 140 kilometers per hour. And since the road is again coming to an end, we'll just turn on the highway. And before that, you can see how well the handling of the car is. And the steering wheel is very well responsive. Even on the straight head position, it feels really very responsive. It does not feel that steering is lacking feedback on the straight position. Now, since we are back on the highway, we'll turn around and do a high speed test of the vehicle, and see what high speed can we attain, and the driving performance of the vehicle. So here we are on the highway, and I will straight away get hard on the accelerator and see what maximum speed can we attain. So we have crossed 80 right now, and crossing 100 kilometers per hour. And we have crossed 120 right now. In 4th gear, you can see we crossed 120, crossing 140, and we have touched 160 kilometers per hour in this highway, and around 165 right now. And we'll have to brake now because of some traffic ahead. So the maximum speed we could attain was of 165 kilometers per hour, and even at this high speed, the car was very well stable, and it felt planted on the road. And even the steering wheel weighed up, so that there's no degradation in the driving feel, or do not lose confidence in the vehicle. And even at such high speeds, the wind noise inside the cabin is very less. The cabin is very well insulated from the noise outside, maybe the tire noise or the wind noise. It is very well insulated from everything that's happening outside. You can barely hear anything outside, the wind noise or the tire noise. And the cabin feels very well insulated and safe at the same time. Now 165 kilometers per hour is not the speed that is the maximum speed on the car. It could have easily gone 200 plus, considering the power of the vehicle and the driving feedback, but we had to slow it down. So we are really sorry because for the camera of the vehicle, the camera had turned away. So saying this, if you enjoyed the video, do hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, do tell us in the comment section. Also subscribe to the channel, and do visit our website godspeed.in for more car reviews. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Goodbye.